Hello and welcome to our second video on the Polaris Corvette, taking a look at the FAQs, frequently asked questions about the ship, and answering them, as we're putting any new information on the table about it as well. There will be links in the description to the original video and the source FAQs for you to peruse at your own pleasure. The Polaris Corvette is foremost a military ship. It is an ideal patrol or lead ship or an escort. It could carry cargo, but that wouldn't be the main way of it producing income. The Polaris is geared towards fighting small to medium capital ships with quick hit-and-run torpedo tactics, as well as cracking installations, but it does have many other uses as well. It's fast but lightly armoured for a capital ship. It's got solid turret defences for wounding fighters and bombers, but bombers like the Gladiator might actually pose quite a dangerous threat to the Polaris, especially if they make contact. If there are missions to destroy pirate bases, then this is the ship for that. It has large shields rather than capital-sized shields, so it's not super tanky. It's a big ship confirmed at 155 metres long, but that's still small for a capital ship. The Polaris is a versatile ship in regards to what missions and combat roles it can be used for. Strike missions, search and rescue, patrols, command and control, base cracking. It also has some cargo capacity and the option of using its hangar for extra storage too. You could put cargo in that hangar bay if you wanted to, but that wouldn't have the extra security of cargo plating to lock it in place in the case of turbulence or zero-G. You could have damaged cargo or damage the internals of your ship, maybe. It's an ability for that ship to be quite versatile. It's got the support of its crew. It's got a large torpedo armament, making it extremely adaptable. Lots of turrets. Although it is similar to a Retaliator in the fact that they both use torpedoes, the Polaris is able to bring all of its extra facilities to bear upon its target, becoming much larger, more versatile. It's a super Retaliator with a much bigger scale and a lot more going on. The Polaris has a bridge, captain's quarters, second in command or combat pilot's quarters, a small medical bay, hangar, cargo bay with 216 standard cargo units in space, a combined mess recreation room, crew quarters, engineering, an armory, brig, a torpedo bay with 24 torpedoes stored and 4 in the tubes already, 6 manned turrets, a missile pod, 1 bridge-operated turret, and a rear automated turret, as well as escape pods both in the front and rear. The torpedo bay and hangar are not modular though, they are fixed. Though I believe that's pretty much the same with most of the rooms or all of the rooms on the ship, they're fixed. This isn't a super modular ship, though it will still be able to change its weapons and equipment. The hangar will allow for a full refuel and restock of a ship that's docked, as well as some limited repair. It's not as good as a Crucible's workshop, but it's better than a patch job in space. There is no extra ship included with the Polaris. You'll have to buy any ships you wanted, like a utility or snubcraft, separately. It's believed that 2 snubcraft could fit into the hangar bay, or up to a single Sabre-sized ship. You're going to be able to land the Polaris, or land on the Polaris when it's in full motion, though that isn't risk-free. Torpedoes are like missiles, only slower with a heavier payload. They are intended to be used against larger ships and static installations, but you could use them on smaller targets if you want, though they're more likely to evade them. Just like missiles, torpedoes have various types, abilities, benefits, liabilities, and vulnerabilities to countermeasures based on which ones you use. The ship requires a crew to be used in any form of combat situation. It's not a single-person ship by any means. AI would be fine to run the ship though they're unlikely to be ever as good as a human crew. Obviously, you can use a mixture of both AI and humans. The Polaris can land, and should even have room for a rover, though it hasn't been confirmed exactly how it's going to deploy one yet. The 24 crew stations, or crew limit, takes into consideration crew not wanting to work 24 hours, as well as security personnel and other jobs aboard ship, as well as the pilot of whatever ship you've got housed in the hangar. The Polaris is intended to be used as the most common capital ship in the verse. It's on concept sale until the 17th of October for $750 excluding taxes. The Polaris turret and the weapon sizes on the turrets have yet to be confirmed. They'll be balanced in the future for its role, basically. But please tell me what you think of the Polaris. Is it super overpriced, or is it the ship that you've always wanted, or both? Remember that you can also grab them in-game as with every other ship. You only need a $45 game package to get into Star Citizen and start playing. And then when the PU releases, we can get all these big ships, we can earn them with friends, with corps, we can earn towards them. The toil is part of the joy, for me anyway. And if you'd like more information about that Polaris, please check out our previous video on the subject, link in the description. Remember, commenting on any of our Star Citizen content videos each month gives you a chance to win a ship. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me. And I will see you in the verse.